Hello, and welcome back to the Collegian Podcast. I'm David O'Brien, your host. This week, Kylie couldn't make it. She's actually in Ethiopia right now trying to resolve the civil war, but she should be back by next week. Today, our guest is Mr. Robert Greene, more commonly referred to as Reggie. How you doing, Reggie?
I'm doing great, Dave. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, happy to have you. So, Reggie, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Well, I'm a senior, former athlete, so now I'm just a normal student. Used to play water polo, though.
Part of the riffraff like the rest of us now,
Yeah.
huh?
Now I'm just a normal poli-sci history major.
Oh, okay.
Just doing my thing. One more semester, and then I'm all done.
One more semester and you're out. And
Yeah.
you're from California, if I remember properly.
San Francisco, yeah.
Oh, really? So how is transitioning to Philly? How is that? It's pretty cold outside.
yeah.
It's snowing today.
It's pretty cold. I was just there last week, and it was a nice brisk 70. So when it gets under that, I got to put on all my winter clothes.
So here you're just wearing, you look like a babushka. You have the
Yeah,
10
definitely.
different layers.
All the layers.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this winter's not too bad for you. I hear it's supposed to be getting warmer, so hopefully that
I'll
helps a bit.
survive. I'll survive.
You think?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm happy to hear it. You said former athlete. You said previously on the water polo team. Why don't you discuss your experience with the water polo team and
I mean,
how it ended?
up until, so I played my freshman and sophomore year, and then I didn't play my junior year because of COVID. It was like pre-vaccines. I'm like, you know what? Kind of scared about it. Didn't want to
Fair enough.
get the Rona, so played those first 2 years. It was great. The first year, I mean, we were pretty bad. We were getting smacked by every single team, and then but like a slow, nice progression. Second year, we got our first Division I win, beat the Naval Academy.
Oh wow. And they live in the water.
They do. That's going to be their job. So, I mean, some pretty great experiences. Unfortunate that we got cut because I think that last short COVID season, we were really showing great potential. The boys played amazing. They made it to the finals of our conference.
Wow.
So that was a little disappointing because we were on an upward trajectory, but we move. So
That's how it goes.
yeah.
So do you still swim or anything, or are you kind of just over it now?
I actually coach water polo now.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
really?
So I coach age group water polo back home.
All right.
And sometimes I get in with them, but they're all just way faster than me now, and I feel tired. I feel like an old man.
So not only have they cut the water polo team, but they've destroyed your innate and natural abilities to excel in the water.
Exactly. Now I get in, and I just can't do it.
Yeah. Well, it's probably because the memories are too hard to deal with.
Exactly. It's the PTSD.
It's the PTSD.
When I touch the water, smell that chlorine, it's all downhill.
You just start sobbing
from there.
uncontrollably.
Yeah.
All you can think about is Velcro.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty interesting. What position did you
Yeah.
play?
I was what's called a utility player. So utility basically plays anywhere. So
Okay.
you know how in basketball there's a center,
Yeah.
who's the biggest guy. Sometimes I'll guard that guy, which is kind of ironic because I'm not the biggest guy, or I'll play center, but I'd mostly be on the outside, like the perimeter, and attacking. So doing post ups and lots of passing and stuff, but really anywhere that I was needed.
Okay. And from what I've heard, I know a few guys on the water polo team. I've heard it's a pretty physically grueling sport. Would you describe
Yeah.
what's the hardest part about playing water polo?
I mean, certainly you have to have really high endurance because you're always treading. For people that don't know, you can't touch the bottom or anything.
Yeah.
So you're just always swimming. Guys are hanging on you, they're pushing you, punching you, kicking you, and you just gotta get through it. A lot of times you'll get minor injuries in games, and you just gotta push through.
So you just got to deal with it.
Yeah, I've had a game where I tore a ligament in my thumb,
Oh wow.
and you just have to keep going.
Are you all right?
I mean, it hurts.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
sometimes,
that.
but it was a couple years ago, so we're good. But I think the physicality actually makes it more fun because, I don't know, you just...
Yeah, it's you're in the game.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
You're really invested.
Are you ever concerned about shark attacks in the water?
I have played water polo in the ocean.
Oh, really?
Actually, yeah. Yeah, no joke.
Was Jaws coming towards you?
I don't know. I'm not really scared at all of sharks. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But when I was playing in the ocean, I was like, this is a little sus, but
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Is it a lot harder to play in the ocean?
Yeah,
because there's waves.
Because the waves are moving up and down. So when you get out to shoot, you want to be your suit is out of the water.
Yeah.
So you're up high and you have more momentum. And then a wave will come up, and now you're down to your neck. So.
That does sound really difficult.
But there are water polo leagues in the ocean.
I can barely stand up in the ocean.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna be a
you don't think
ocean
I'm the
water
type?
polo player now.
All right. Well, I guess I'll have to just crop that from the bucket list.
Yeah, it's all good.
So you said you were also a history and poli-sci major.
I am.
Last week we talked to Liz about her capstone project. What's your capstone project?
So I'm actually gonna be doing a podcast called Kleptocracy and Corruption.
Oh my
and
God.
it's going to be focused on how we spent $2 trillion in Afghanistan, and for some reason they're still the sixth poorest country, terrible education rates, widespread violence, and obviously the Taliban took over in 9 days. So I'm going to basically try to answer that question by looking at the economic factors, the social policies we put in place, and the political corruption, because one of the first things I'm going to try to identify is we didn't really go there with a set mission. We didn't know, were we going there to build democracy, or were we going there to root out terrorism? So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be complicated, but I'm excited.
That sounds incredibly interesting.
Yeah.
Are there any, so you're going to open with, I assume, the Bush administration, how there was a very large lack of planning, or are you going to provide context prior?
Yeah, so I'll start briefly with that, but I'm mainly going to focus on looking more after 2011, right after we already killed bin Laden, and it's like, well, what are we still doing here? Wasn't this the goal? So then looking how it kind of devolved.
So it's like how the declining public opinion then kind of coerced the government into continually failing their plan because they were trying to get quick publicity
Exactly.
solutions.
Yeah.
That was a little political. I didn't mean it to sound that way, but
I mean, it's a touchy issue.
I'd agree.
I was gonna do my capstone on something else, and then right when that happened, I was kind of inspired to try to answer that question because I haven't been able to get those answers. So
yeah, well, I'm looking forward to listening to it. So you heard it here first. Not only is Reggie the second guest, but this is also the first crossover episode we've ever had.
I will definitely have you on there, Dave.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm trying to get I want to get at least one military expert on there, someone an actual veteran to give me his point of view.
I can think of a few people. If you need any recommendations,
I'm open to it.
Sounds good.
Maybe don't tell it on here because
I'm not going to reveal anyone's identity.
Yeah.
I would never do that.
We don't want to rival.
It's an anonymous source. Yeah, the other Afghanistan podcast, the Iraqi podcast.
Yeah. Let's figure out how to blur their face and their
yeah, you need the voice
and their voice, yeah. And I'll just say they're special operations.
He's actually undercover.
Say they were the one on the bin Laden raid.
He was a part of he was in a Zero Dark 30.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get Jessica Chastain on. She can do it. She was in that movie.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah.
Well, you're from San Francisco, so I'm sure. Have you ever rubbed shoulders with a celebrity?
I have. There's quite a bit of them around the Bay Area. One time I was out to dinner and Mark Zuckerberg was just sitting there.
Wow, that sounds like the worst person to run into ever.
Every meme you see of Mark Zuckerberg where he's just looks like he's a robot, looked like a robot. Literally, and just
you should did you pour water on him to see what
No, but he would have short circuited. That'd have been funny. Then I would have caused Facebook stock just to plummet.
Yeah,
so.
You would have shorted the entire market.
Yeah, but he was just sitting there looking like a normal dude, not saying anything to his wife, just staring forward.
I can't imagine they have a lot to talk about, right?
Probably not.
Do you think he just posts everything he's going to say to his wife, on Facebook?
Probably won't on Meta.
Oh my God,
yeah.
How do you feel with the whole metaverse thing?
I mean, I don't have Facebook because I'm not 40.
I don't have Facebook either.
So I was going to get one because I think one of my grandparents told me to get it, and I'm like, dude, not happening.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm at a point where I'm over.
I don't even have social media anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's phasing out.
Good. I hope so. I'm so sick of the whole thing where it's someone sends you something on Instagram and you gotta respond. It's just aren't we over this?
My friends
aren't we done?
They just make fun of me because they'll try to send me something and then I'm like, dude, you gotta text it to me. I've had friends email it to me now just to make fun of me, and they'll just call me a boomer. But
I'm gonna start emailing people everything.
Do it.
So
that's what you gotta do.
Check your mailbox.
It might be in the spam folder.
I'm in the spam folder.
You don't know? Maybe.
Wow, Reggie. I don't know if you're going to be on this podcast again.
Well, I'll try to move you over.
All right, well, I'll see you in the metaverse.
Yeah,
hopefully,
exactly.
When we're in the Matrix or whatever, you're also plugged in.
I don't think that whole metaverse thing just looks so weird.
Dude, it's so just, bizarre.
It looks like you have no friends, so you need to go, talk to people, that are, I don't know.
That's, how people get into it. The whole VR chats. I was talking to someone from home, and he's like, yeah, I just, get drunk with people in VR chat. And I'm like, that's so depressing.
No, what I think is going to be
No offense if any of you use VR chat, but it's kind of sad.
What's going to be even cooler than that? You ever heard of Neuralink?
Yeah, I have.
Bro, I want one of those. Dude, I want one of those so bad.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Why do you want that?
Because, so right now, it's going to be used for, people with, like mobility disorders. So like they were saying you could put one Neuralink in the brain, like one at the bottom of the spine, and connect them and allow them to walk.
Are you gonna do it to fix your thumb?
Yeah. No, I want it because Elon Musk was saying that eventually he wants to be able to like where you could like download a language.
Dude,
so say
you're gonna
Spanish,
like download a language and you're gonna get a virus and you're gonna wake
Yeah.
up choking a union boss. You know, like you're gonna be like.
I mean,
screwed.
I'm willing to take the risk.
Have you never watched like any movie from the 80s? Like,
I mean, it just sounds awesome.
did you not watch The
Neuralink.
Terminator?
Imagine if I could, like, I texted you on the way up here. I'm like, are we still good to record at this time? I mean, I could have not pulled out my phone, and I could have just done it with my brain, just easy.
Like, how hard is it to take out your phone?
You could type essays with your brain.
I can
Imagine
do that now. It's called text to speech. I don't know, man.
Dude,
I don't
your
agree
hands are
with
gonna
you.
get tired.
Dude, I don't think I'm at a point in my life where I'm so lazy that I can't even type out a paper. Like, as fun it would be to like beam it into the computer, I
Yeah,
feel like the
that'd be
risks
awesome.
of Neuralink aren't worth.
Nah.
What if the internet like crashes? You're screwed.
If Elon Musk contacted me right now and said, "Do you want to be the first human to get Neuralink?" Say,
What if you went to the
"Heck yeah."
forest where there's no like 5G? Like, what happens? Are you just screwed?
I mean, I don't know. That's a problem for him, but I don't really go to the forest that much. I'm not an outdoorsy guy.
You're not going in the forest too often. Well, that's why you're from Cali. See, you're next to Silicon Valley, so I'm sure you're a lot more like used to all of this.
Yeah,
You're desensitized.
Exactly. The tech is everywhere.
The tech is everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you just go home to cameras and you're just like,
Yeah. I mean, I mean, it's just like you're surrounded by it constantly.
I mean, like we
Everywhere
kind
you
of are
go,
anyway.
There's another
like here you are too.
another startup or another big tech company. It's crazy. Like you see them all building their giant campuses and stuff.
That's so like annoying. Also, I feel like all the buildings they have are really like ugly.
Yeah, the Apple one kind of looks like an arena. It's really weird. It's like
That's
a big
weird.
circle.
They definitely like throw like everyone they find with like an Android phone into it and like force them to have like a gladiator fight. The ghost of Steve Jobs. Is
I
just,
bet
like,
you can't get a job at Apple if you have an Android.
I feel like they
I would
definitely.
be surprised.
I feel like you could just lie.
I think they would just give you an iPhone.
I feel like if I worked at Apple, I wouldn't be like, yeah, I actually use an Android.
You're,
Like,
probably
I wouldn't say-
you're probably making enough money where you could just buy whatever you wanted.
yeah,
Any iPhone.
yeah. I'm not really too concerned about what people who work at Apple can
Yeah.
afford or can't. But yeah. All right. Well, just a few more questions. We're almost done.
Sounds good.
What made you want to become a poli-sci and history major?
You know, growing up, history was always my favorite thing, and that obviously ties into politics. I was never good at math, never good at science, and I actually do enjoy writing. I think I like to write papers and argue different topics in political science because there's no right or wrong answer. You can kind of make it whatever you want, and you have a perspective. That's, I guess, good and bad because some people go with some really outlandish perspectives, but I think that's what intrigued me the most. And just to be, like, learned on what we're doing and how our society works. I think a lot of people don't focus on civics. We focus so much on STEM stuff, and then that kind of, it doesn't, not to, I mean, that stuff is totally necessary. We need it. But I think everyone needs to have some sort of background in civics so we can avoid the problems that have happened in history.
Yeah.
And we can make new, better policies that are equitable and equal for everyone in this country.
Well, as you
and
know,
around the world.
I'm also a history major, and I simply have to agree with you. I'm sure in the future.
Because we're the smartest.
Facts. I mean, when he's right, he's right.
Exactly.
We're making sure things don't repeat themselves.
Yeah.
Which is why this podcast is so original.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so. It's been great having you. Thank you so much.
I have thoroughly
Reggie.
enjoyed it.
As have I. And if you, the viewer, have any questions, comments, connections, feel free to comment on the video or email me at o'briend10@lasalle.edu. And we're looking forward to seeing you next week.
Where can they see the podcast?
You can see it on the Collegian website or on
Okay.
YouTube.
There we go.
So yeah. All right.